All right, today we're actually in the field and you're gonna watch a modular home being built. Hey, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Chris,
how you doing?
good to see you, man.
Good seeing you.
All right, what do we got going on here today?
Oh, man, we have an exciting day today. We are getting our modular house being set here in Silver Spring, Maryland. You know that I build houses. I do stick build and also do modular build. We have boxes ready to go. We have in our staging area. On this house, it's only going to be about a 2,500 square foot home with only 4 boxes. So four trucks, each of them have a box.
You know, with today's housing shortage, some alternatives would be building your own home. And another alternative to building your home is to set a modular home. We're gonna watch this thing get set from beginning to end. So it's behind me. Let's head to the construction site. So right now we're here at the construction site. We're on a busy street. We actually will have flaggers here today to moderate the traffic. And we're gonna take a look at what Chris has done to prepare this site. In order for Chris to get the building permits, there were several things that he had to do. He had to make sure that he had sediment fence so that the actual dirt wouldn't wash off into the neighbors' areas. And Chris, kind of walk us around and show us what you've done here with the concrete work.
Sure. So there was the actual house that was here on this site. So we have to get a demolition permit and we have to have a site plan and we have to develop exactly what we're going to do on paper. So we county jurisdiction, they review it and they approve it. After we demoed the lot, we had to put what they call sediment control inside. So that means that you have to have your silt fence and you have to have your gravel driveway and construction entrance and things of that nature. We move on, Todd. After that, we get a concrete company that comes in there and does the footer, foundation wall, the slab, the whole thing. So we're actually in the garage as we speak right now. We have about 2x6s all the way around. The modular house is going to sit on here. So you look up, we're going to actually have a ceiling probably around 3 o'clock today.
So Chris, when you're preparing a foundation, you know, there's a couple options that you have. You can
Yes.
stack block like they used to do, and I see that you've poured form walls.
Yeah.
Can you kind of explain why you
Sure.
prefer poured walls over block?
Well, poured walls has so many benefits. Number one, you're not just seeing a poured wall right here. You have rebar going all the way through it. It keeps it very secure. It looks like it's brick on the outside. And homeowners like to see that instead of that old block way. So we can have this poured in actually one day, and we let it set, let it cure, and we waterproof it. So for time purposes, it works out in a better way. It's a solid foundation, and if you get it right, square it right, and we don't have any problem. You want to see how square it is when that modular house hits there, because if it's not, you're going to see some hangovers.
All right, Chris, so what's happening right now? So this first piece just showed up.
Yes.
And they're doing something to it. So what's going on?
Driving down the road, they have to protect it driving down the road. So they have covers and they have wood and things like that. So right now they're stripping all that off. The plastic, the extra sheathing, they're looking to make sure that everything is taken off and we're going to be ready to set this on this beautiful foundation. And before you know it, within 30 days, you'll be able to move into their house. Fully done.
Isha,
Hey.
some project you have going on here. So what's going on?
Well, I bought this property. It was in very bad condition. I am actually a residential redeveloper in Montgomery County. So that's what I do. I buy properties in very bad conditions. I fix them up and then I resell them. I chose this one down simply because it was a property that was built in 1920s. So the contractors told me that it's better for me to demolish it and build a new one. I chose modular simply because I learned that modular homes are actually green and quicker to build.
But you're going to sell this, right?
Yes, I am.
Probably going to go very fast.
It's going to go very fast. Yeah, I already have offers actually.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Best of luck and success to you in the future.
Thank you.
Now, I just had a brief conversation with the crane operator. This crane that's in the driveway, it's going to set this house, costs $900,000. They bought it in October of last year. All right, so we just set the first piece and the second piece just showed up. Everybody knows what to do. Everybody works together. When they transport this, the siding is already in place. Everything's done inside. Windows and doors are all placed. And then the roof is already on the house. It's just the trusses are disconnected, flipped over upside down, so the shingles are there and everything. When they are finished this set, the house is completely dried in, weather tight, probably one of the best ways that you can build a house. Hey Dan, how's it going,
Great,
man?
thank you.
So
Thanks.
you are the regional manager for Barrica Homes.
Regional wholesale sales manager, that's right.
Yeah, so kind of tell us, I mean, why modular? Why should somebody invest in a modular home?
Well, it's a great question. I mean, and there's so many different answers. Primarily these days, I think with the circumstances we're dealing with in this industry, the value of modular is the consistency of quality that you get every single time. Difficult to find quality help, difficult to find quality subcontractors and contractors with the availability to do the kinds of things you need to do in the field. And we've got good, skilled, qualified people who are building these every day for us, so it helps with that. Another reason is the structure is never exposed to the elements. While it's under construction, it's under roof. So it remains dry and in a controlled environment throughout the entire process until it comes off the other end of the line. And say there's cost savings in the efficiency. We can generally do it faster because the foundation can be built simultaneously with the structure. So we have a slight advantage in terms of turnaround time.
And I notice inside, I mean, it's drywall, there's a sprinkler system installed, the electric, plumbing, everything. So is there any issues with that going down the road?
No, surprisingly, very, very little. The way they're engineered with a rigidity to hold themselves together for this process. So there's very, very few drywall tears and nail pops. There's some of that, but very little.
So in the production line, sort of like making of an automobile, right?
It is.
So you kind of start and then finish. What is that to do a 2,600 square foot house? What kind of production time?
Worst case, about 20 days for a house that size. We've done them quicker. It's not a race, it's just that the efficiency is such every person knows their role, just like you said, an automotive type assembly line, it's the same concept. You have multiple people working simultaneously on the boxes as they move, so we've got it down to a science for sure. Each module is done the same way every time. So you can count on the blown-in insulation giving you an R23, you can count on the 2x6. We use a higher grade lumber, Framer series lumber, especially in all the kitchens and so forth. So typically speaking, the builder is pleased to put his brand on our product because it already starts out at a higher than builder grade point.
So what's left to do? What do they need to do once this house is set?
So we typically leave the floors off on purpose and a lot of the siding. And the reason we do that is so that the finished product is seamless. So when it's finished, it should look like any other traditionally field-built home. There's a little bit of work down the mate wall, touching up drywall, touching up things like the baseboard trim along that same mate wall. If there are doors that are in the mate wall, they get hung afterwards. Generally speaking, where two modules come together, that's where your work is.
So after a very long day, we have a house, and now they're working on the inside doing the finishing touches. So they just finished putting all the pieces together in the set. As we saw, there were 4 individual modules that were placed, and as you can see here, they come completely pre-wired, and all the wire kind of meets right here where they can tie them all in the basement to an electric panel. What's really amazing nowadays with modular housing, you can really have the traditional home feel. So this is actually a stick-built house. It's just on the inside on a production line. As soon as you walk in, you have a little office on the right-hand side or library or something of the sort, and then a kitchen that, like I said, it already came set. So these cabinets were installed. So when they unpackage this thing, voila. We still need things like countertops, But you can see all of the receptacles are already in place, cover plates, everything like that. The finisher will put the knobs to the cabinet, do all the final plumbing, things like that need to be done, as well as the flooring. They don't put the flooring in intentionally because they want to install the flooring so that it actually looks seamless. And you can see here where they connected the sections together. And as we were looking outside earlier, you could see the stairs that were going up in the individual pieces to the second floor with that bonus room that's over the garage. Here right off the living room, we have another big bedroom that could be a primary bedroom, and with a big walk-in shower, double bowl vanity, and a very nice walk-in closet. I've really been looking for drywall damage. You take these sections of the house and you put them on a tractor trailer truck, you drive them down the road and you go, man, there has to be a disaster inside. The only thing that I've found so far is this crack over the door, which can be easily fixed on site. You can really see here where the sections came together from the first and the second floor. And then basically what they'll just do on site is they'll pad this out and then match these two pieces of drywall together. And when they tape this area, you'll never know. Obviously, the electric is off inside, the plumbers, electricians, they have plenty of work to do. The builder actually said that he expects to be completely finished this house within the next 20 to 30 days. So now that we're upstairs on the second floor, we have a laundry room here, and then we have 3 very spacious bedrooms with lots of natural light, and as we just found out, an attic pull down. So even attic stairs to take you up into the attic space. All right, so the unique part about this floor plan is this 4-bedroom actually could have 2 owner suites. So you could decide whether you want to be on the first floor or the second floor. Both have very spacious primary bedrooms with en-suites, double bowl vanities, tub, and shower. And while we're standing here, we may as well go ahead and point out that on the electric outlets, you'll see little green dots. That coincides with the wiring so that you can easily put that panel together. All right, so here we're in the basement. You can get a better look at those poured walls. You can see the slab, as well as the drain pipes that were installed before the concrete was poured. And then basically all the drain lines will come down and connect to those drains. And you can see the water line that's coming in right here to the house. And then you really get a look at the construction. So this is truly a stick-built house where you can see the floor joists, all the joist hangers, and as well as the lolly columns that are the main support for the entire center of the house. Now that we're in the basement, you can see this whole section is going to drop down where the steps are already in place. They're just tucked up right now. I don't know how they're going to finish the basement off, but I'm sure it's going to be nice. You can see the siding is all wrapped up and complete, except for the garage door. There's a little trim needed. They excavated the front. They're building a block wall for a front concrete porch that will have a small roof over top. And guys are busy inside buttoning up electric and plumbing. Hope you enjoyed this modular home set. And if you're looking for anything real estate, hit me up. Until the next time, see you then.
Sachs Realty, Maryland broker number 607720, office number 443-318-4514, equal housing opportunity.